Alright, quiz 5 solutions. We're given a function f of x up here and asked to evaluate f of x plus 2 and make sure to simplify. So let's see, if f of x is this, f of x plus 2, you just replace all. So f of x plus 2, you just replace all the x's with x plus 2's. So instead of x squared plus x, we got x plus 2 squared plus x plus 2. This guy over here we can FOIL out and get x squared plus 4x plus 4. And over here we got the x plus 2. And now if you combine like terms, you get x squared plus 5x plus 6. And that's it. That's f of x plus 2. Maybe I'll throw a box around it. See, and then part B, we're asked to find f of x plus f of 2. So similar question, but it's different. F of x is x squared plus x. So f of x plus f of 2 is equal to x squared plus x is f of x. And f of 2 is 2 squared plus 2. Maybe I'll throw parentheses around these just so you can see them a little bit more clearly, although the parentheses aren't doing anything in this case. 2 squared is 4 plus 2 is 6. So we can simplify stuff and write x squared plus x plus 6. And that right there is our answer. Moving on to question 2. Given another function g of x, asked to find the average rate of change. The average rate of change is the change in y's over the change in x's. Let's see, maybe we'll call this thing over here x1 and this thing over here x2. And then we can find, maybe I'll write it over here, y1, because that's just g of x1, which is g of 4/3. See, g is this thing, so g of 4/3 is the square root of 13 minus 3 times 4/3. I think this simplifies nicely. See, the square root of 13 minus 3 times 4/3, the 3's cancel and you get a 4. So it's the square root of 13 minus 4 is just 9, which is 3. And we can find y2 in a similar fashion. It's going to be g of x2. x2 is 3. So g of 3 would be, maybe I'll come down here, the square root of 13 minus 3, instead of x I'll write a 3 in there. Let's see, 3 times 3 is 9, 13 minus 9 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. So now I have all the pieces that I need for up here. y2 is 2, y1 is 3, x2 up here we got is 3, and x1 is 4/3. So 2 minus 3 is -1. Let's see, 3 is 9/3, so 9/3 minus 4/3 is 5/3. You can think of the top as 1 over 1. The way you divide fractions is you flip the bottom upside down. 1 over 1 times 3/5 is just 3/5, so our answer is -3/5. And then finally, the domain of g. Let's see, so for g, the domain rules, remember you got to make sure you don't divide by 0 and don't take the square root of a negative. There's no division going on here, so we won't divide by 0. So what we have to do is make sure that what we're taking the square root of here, this 13 minus 3x, is not negative. That is greater than or equal to 0. So if you solve this equation, you get -3x is greater than or equal to -13. X is less than or equal to 13/3. So the domain of g, since it didn't say I had to use interval or notation or anything, maybe I'll just leave it like this. And that's the end of the quiz.